Okay, now we are on recorded call. डॉक्टर साहब इसने इंटरव्यू आपसे ज्यादा करने हैं. Get ready.
इंशाल्लाह जी, looking forward to the challenge.
ठीक है.
1100 अभी तक हो गए हैं and counting अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह.
और फैसल आपका स्कोर अभी कितना है बता दें सबको.
सर 0 है.
0 है. और डॉक्टर साहब ने 1100 की है. 3 साल का टाइम है ऑलमोस्ट. इज दैट राइट डॉक्टर साहब?
Exactly, yes.
अब आपने आ गया, गेस्ट आ गया. ओके, अब आपने डॉक्टर साहब को बीट करना है. Okay, welcome. Can you hear me? E, can you hear me?
How about now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Wonderful.
Okay.
Oh my
Okay,
God,
okay.
look at the guest. Is a tie, and I am in a t-shirt, same red shirt. You've probably seen me already.
Well, see, we're both wearing our uniforms.
Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I apologize.
All
because I
good.
was
Relax. We are good. We are on time. No worries of any kind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I was trying to
Help.
get on without logging on. I need one more account like a hole in the head, you know?
Okay. Help me out. How you pronounce
Yeah.
your first name?
Everyone calls me EA because my last name is so long and it's confusing for people. My last name, forget the C is there. The C is silent, so it's pronounced Csolkovits.
L is silent too?
So everyone just says EA. Everyone calls me EA because that's my first and middle.
Okay.
That's my first initial and middle initial. So they just say, so for years, everyone, I'm just known as EA because my last name is such a whopper. My grandfather's from Austria. So if you think Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
you know, 20 consonants and one vowel.
Okay, EA, and I'm going to try to pronounce your last name at least one time. So help me out. I'm a student, so I like to learn this one. So C, yeah. I will not pronounce it. Csolkovits?
Exactly right. Csolkovits.
Csolkovits. Csolkovits. Yeah. Okay, good. So you are the founder and patriarch, is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Patriarch. So you are the GiversUniversity, not Give.
Yes, correct. Plural.
Plural, yeah. GiversUniversity, and you are based in Michigan?
Yes, sir.
I see we are connected on LinkedIn. Such an honor. And how big is the GiversUniversity? For my own understanding, we are not live yet. How our call is being recorded and my team is watching. I just want to let you know. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're, you know, certainly we do online courses. So we provide to clients all over the world. We have on LinkedIn. And by the way, when we get the link for, because I noticed, by the way, I compliment you and your team on what I would even say extreme levels of organization, and including your 480-second recording. So I mean, very detailed and very specific, which I greatly appreciate, and makes things easier. That's for sure. But we do online courses, and we have and we're going to put, obviously, we're on all of our social medias, because on LinkedIn, you know, we're over 11,000 business connections, not just followers, but actual connections. Mm-hmm. And of course, our mailing lists, et cetera, that we use with our students, et cetera. So we'll get that out there for you.
Wonderful. I appreciate that. So EA, how many out of 11,000 connections you have the clients who paid you at least $1?
How many that paid us at least $1? I got to tell you, I mean, I've never done that specific analytic to be able to compare the two lists.
High level number, 100 or 1,000 or what? You know, I'm talking about high level number, not a specific one.
Yeah. I mean, well, we have people that have gotten the information, et cetera. I mean, well over 1,000.
Okay.
That you know, that have, you know, they're, I mean, I just don't know what the analytic is, because I've never compared cross-reference LinkedIn to our list on GiversUniversity.
Okay, then let's talk about high level at GiversUniversity. How many clients you have, like high level? Reason I'm asking, I just give you the reason. I want to know which level of experience you have. Then that's how I'm going to evaluate the answers back to you, because how much you're giving really is based on your experience. Really, we all give based on our experience, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you see my bio, you'll see my experience levels.
Yeah,
pretty
I know.
extensive.
I have seen it. I'm prepared. I just need to hear
Yeah,
it
yeah.
from you. Yeah.
Yeah. So certainly, I mean, we have so we have lessons. See, so when you say the clients, we say students.
That's fine. How
'cause
many,
it-
how many,
'cause
how
the-
many paid students you have? I'm a good student. I correct my question right away.
Yeah, for sure. It's in the, I couldn't even tell you the number off the top of my head because I did, so, but it's significant. I would say thousands.
Thousand or
Yeah.
thousands?
Yeah. That, I mean, that, would, from our particular instance, that have gotten the information and have trained and, and I've been training on this information also, by the way, since 1991. So,
Oh my God, look at this. I was not even thinking to be a trainer at that time. So I have a lot to learn from you. Okay.
happy to share with your listeners, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And what you teach them and GiversUniversity?
We teach them something that is not being taught anywhere today.
Okay.
We teach them how to discern. And we have a saying that we use: givers earn 3 times more because givers discern 3 times more. And we teach people how to discern with their relationships.
This is very deep. Yeah. Excellent. So how many levels of the teaching GiversUniversity has? Like a first one could be tripwire, $7, then could be $100, then could be a $10,000 later. What's kind of funnel look like?
4
Four?
levels.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the
Between
price?
us, between $27 and up to $497.
$497. And you said you have a huge mailing list too. So how big is the mailing list? Like idea?
It's in the thousands.
Okay, very good, excellent. And how big is your team, EA?
I mean, again, that's a rough question because they're all over the world. Because we struck in quite a chord with what we teach. So, again, certainly into a few hundred.
Oh, okay, excellent. So who is your ideal client for this?
Well, in our instance, again, they're students.
Yeah.
So we teach these online courses. We have 48 audio lessons that are taught based on a 3-book series called Give to Be Great. That's the name of the 3-book series. And that's the cornerstone of GiversUniversity. And within that, there's 3 books called The Giver's Mindset, The Giver's Lifestyle, and The Giver's Lifelong Learning. Those are 3 separate courses. And so they then migrate through these courses, if you will, and one's more advanced than each one and from the other.
And you are the author of those 3 books?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. And I'm sure the book is available on Amazon?
No. The books are only available through GiversUniversity and through our courses, and we match up the books with the audio lessons. So we deliberately do not sell on Amazon. Because we want them to be course related because of the information we're teaching. We just don't want it to be a casual read. We've chosen not to go that route.
Understood. And one of the question you have seen all my questions?
Yes, I have.
Okay, one of the question is, how young are you?
Yeah. Well, until I was 12 years old, I thought my name was Go Chop Wood.
Okay.
But actually, I'm and it's interesting because you said you used a reference of 18 years old, but I'm 65.
Yeah.
So I usually use 21. So this would technically be, I'm having my 44th anniversary of my 21st birthday. Yeah,
understood. And the second question is, what's the impactful book you had read and what did you learn from it? Learn is I want to see that book right now. If it's, then I know you're ready.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 books specifically. One is a religious book, the Bible.
Can I see the book? Can I see the book, please?
Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah. Can I see the book, please?
I didn't grab the book. I mean, it's in my, see the file cabinet behind me? It's in that file cabinet somewhere.
I need to see it in the video. That's why.
Think and Grow Rich.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
it
yes.
doesn't say anywhere in your things that you wanted to actually physically see the book. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta tell you, it'll take me 5 to 10 minutes to. I
Okay.
mean,
Okay.
one
Don't
of those things like
worry. Don't worry about it then. It's okay.
Think and Grow Rich, by the way, is 100 million copies sold. So, you know, if anyone even begins to type it in, it's gonna come up.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm literally 100 million copies have been sold,
Yes.
way over that.
Yeah, I'm very well aware of. However, that's our kind of just a format. We author like someone who's talking about, they show the book. That's a format. So that's okay. Not an issue at all. Any question for me? I'm ready to go live.
No, I'm ready to go live. I understand your questions, and we'll keep it moving along there.
Wonderful. Let's go live. I'll bring you on a screen in a moment when I start. Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host, Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co-author of New Success Secrets, available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, E.A. Csolkovits. E.A. is the founder and patriarch. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, E.A. E.A., welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your great podcast and being able to share with your listeners.
I appreciate that. Feeling is mutual. And let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
Well, I'm the son of a milkman from Chicago, Illinois. Originally, I'm in Michigan now. And from there, I became a janitor. And I was able to clean the house of June Martino, who has the third most controlling stock in McDonald's hamburgers. And she was worth many, many zeros on my fingers and toes. And that was my first touch with regular people can become super wealthy and super successful. And she was very approachable. She told me the whole McDonald's story. And she told me how she believed in Ray. And I said, and I thought to myself, I need to get a mentor. And about 2 or 3 months later, I got my mentor, Sam Robbins. And he was a gentleman that truly rewired my mind and inspired me to teach me how to have an exceptional life.
What are the top 3 mistakes to avoid?
Well, they're the things we teach with Givers University. It's simply real put, people are not learning how to discern today. If people thought about the fires they stomp out each day, their stress levels spiking, there's always a name attached to those. And we teach people how to separate the person who we love, because we love everybody, from the deeds that they have that we may not love. And we teach people how to discern and what to look for, the specific deeds. So the deeds that we teach people, which are the 3 big mistakes to avoid, are number 1, the mindset that takers have versus the mindset that givers have. The second, the habits that takers have versus what givers have. And then, of course, the lifelong learning that they have and the questions they ask themselves. So we teach people how to discern. We don't label people. When we say someone's a giver, we're not saying that person, we're labeling their deeds. When we say taker, we're labeling the deeds, not the person. So we teach people to separate the person from the deeds and to look at the specific things people are doing and deciding, should I bring them in closer, or should I respectfully distance myself from them because I'm about ready to become collateral damage?
Mm-hmm. So let me ask the question again. If we can answer it more specifically, because in post-production, that will make our life much easier. What are the top 3 mistakes to avoid?
Mindset, thinking like a taker. Lifestyle, living like a taker. The 30 habits of takers. And also not being aware of how to discern what relationships I should have in my life and which ones I should not.
What is your greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
Well, I have 3 major ones. Each one of them caused me to write a book so that I wasn't in that position again. So I'll share one of the 3. And I identify, my business mentor said, do not use the word failure. He said, failure sounds eternal. He said, use the word temporary defeat. He said, there's a big difference between failure and temporary defeat. He said, how you frame it and label it. So I would re-ask your question, if I may, for your listener's sake. What would be one of my greatest temporary defeats? And that would be when I was betrayed by a business partner, and he unexpectedly put my phone while leaving a message on my recorder. He unexpectedly put my phone when I wasn't home on recording that recorded him in another conversation on how they were going to take over a very successful training company we had. It was a total blindsided event. I had no way of knowing this was happening. And I overcame it by learning how to, by listening to my business mentor, having my intellect rule my emotions. He said, when your intellect rules your emotions, you are in responsive mode. When your emotions rule your intellect, you are in reaction mode. So he said, be in responsive mode all the time. So I overcame it by getting my head around this betrayal after a sleepless night, and told the gentleman the next day, I said, Jim, I want you to buy me out. In 7 days, we had parted ways. We reached an agreement. And 12 months later, my income was double, and he filed for personal bankruptcy, business bankruptcy, and got divorced.
What are your top 3 success secrets that others can model from?
To learn how to discern as a giver, have the right mindset. Think the right kinds of thoughts. In other words, labeling events, how we label events, we'll have it in our mind. And the self-talk, the things we say to ourselves, because we all become self-fulfilling prophecies. The second would be the lifestyle, the habits that we develop to develop a giver's kind of lifestyle. And we identify in Givers University the 30 habits that people should have, that you should watch for these habits to determine whether they're givers or takers. And then the last is learning the 4 critical questions that people should ask themselves before they make decisions that would almost give them the ability to, it looks like they can foretell the future, but actually it's just they're asking questions no one else is asking before they make their decisions.
We're about to get into lightning round. Are you ready?
Yes.
What are you grateful for today?
Being alive, and every single day I draw a breath, and I'm thankful for every blade of grass, to even the most spectacular things we see up in the sky.
How young are you?
65 years young.
So, yeah, you are not 65, you are 18 years old with a 47 years experience. What you want to do when you grow up?
I'm doing it. With Givers University, we have a 30-year plan, and teaching people something not being taught, how to discern with their relationships. Businesses are open and closing, products come and go. No one's teaching people what kinds of relationships should I have in my life. And that's exactly what I'm doing.
How do you overcome a challenge in life through that?
Well, I have 3 things I always keep in mind. Number 1, I will never give up. Number 2, I will always rise up. And number 3, I will overcome.
How do you start your day?
Well, I start my day with about 45 minutes of cardio. I do that 5 days a week. 4 days a week, I lift weights, and I read the Bible, and I do my self-improvement, and I do my social media links and posts for the day as well.
What is the advice you will give to younger yourself?
I would say, don't plan on doing anything different, but you are in for a very serious ride, and enjoy the journey, because the journey is going to be a wild one. And when you look back, you're going to love every second of it, and you wouldn't have wanted to change any of it.
Once you have a revenue generating idea, how do you convince your significant other?
I never have to. I just run with it, and I get 1000% support. After 40 plus years of marriage, there's no convincing necessary. She knows I'm going to run with it and make it happen.
What is the impactful book you have read, and what did you learn from it?
Well, I already mentioned number 1 would be the Bible. Everything's in there, you know, all the lessons we need to learn, and from time and going forward.
One more business book.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
What did you learn from it?
Think and Grow Rich actually first gets into the mindset, which was very valuable. My father gave it to me when I was 16 years old, And he said, this sat on my credenza for 2 years and I read it. And he says, it's great. I think it might help you as well. And I learned about how to think, and that our lives really are self-fulfilling prophecies. The things we think and the things we put in place, those things will happen in our life. And as we move towards them. And Think and Grow Rich did have a second most important book impact on me, that's for sure.
Why being impactful is important to you?
It's my essence. I mean, it's what gets me up in the morning. It's why I don't use an alarm clock. I get up at exactly the minute I need to get up, because I know I'm going to have another rich, rewarding day to be able to teach people things they simply are not hearing anywhere else today.
Who is your mentor and what's the impact?
My mentor was Sam Robbins. His impact was significant. I became the son he never had, even though he has a son. And he became my father that I never had, even though I had a father. He was not only my mentor, but lifelong. And I have to share that he helped me rewire my mind and think differently, because I had the thoughts of a son of a milkman and burnt out janitor. And he helped me rethink my thought process to know. And one of the things he taught me was earning $1 million will be one of the easiest things you ever do. One of the hardest things will be thinking you're worth it. And I found that to be true. And when I earned $1 million in 1 year, he was exactly right.
What do you want to be remembered for?
The founder and patriarch of Givers University, to know that I was able to be blessed to bring a great message and teach people how to discern something that's just not being taught, and that helps people's happiness level and productivity go up.
Who is your ideal client?
Someone who wants to be happier and to reduce their stress and stomp out less fires every single day, and to not have energy drainers around them, but people who want to build the right community around them and know what to look for in these people to build what we call our givers community around them.
How can we support you?
We have a 7-question quiz that we would give to all of your listeners. It's at GiversUniversity.info. So GiversUniversity.com is our website, and GiversUniversity.info, I-N-F-O, is where we want everyone to go, and they'll take a 7-question quiz. And the title of the quiz: what is your givers and takers awareness IQ? And they'll actually get an assessment, and they'll get an assessment on their answers. And go to GiversUniversity.info, just like it's shown on the screen. And they'll actually be on the first page of the 7-question quiz. And we'll give them compliments of your great podcast, a number of free download checklists they can use every single day in their life, absolutely free. We want them to get it. So do the quiz at GiversUniversity.info.
We are about to wrap up. I'd like to have you a few words about your today's guest experience on the show. Here is my question. What would you say about your today's guest experience on the show?
I think guest experience was excellent. I appreciate it as a part of the experience, the prep. Sometimes the host can be very lackluster, and I found that you were highly organized in preparations, from questions to reminders. You know, here's the show, you're going to be on the show. So I found it to be very detailed, and that made the experience a lot easier for the guest. We can focus on getting the best information too. So I give you a major thumbs up as a host for a guest show. Thank you.
What would you say as a final word?
Give, and when you're through giving, give, and when you're through giving, give more.
Thank you so much, Iya, for sharing your wisdom with us today. On the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team, we really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes. Thank you so much, Iya. You are not as good as you think. You are better.
You are a smooth talker. Thank you. No, it's great. I appreciate you certainly keep the podcast moving along. That's for sure.
Yeah. So how can we send you more clients for become a giver? I can see you have a very noble mission, because people judge the people based on little things, which has no really meaning in their bigger schema thing.
That's for sure.
And that's what you're doing right now. This is a great cause. So how can we support you to send more customers in exchange for some little money making together, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're actually putting together, which I will certainly get back to you on, we're putting together an affiliate program that will then, and we're probably about 2 to 3 months out because there's some other things we want to have in place when we do that.
Yeah.
But first of all, Mohammed, I really appreciate you and your format. And I will put you on the list of one of the first people we want to contact to do that because we would like to do some significant joint ventures going forward and with multiple projects. So we have some things in the works in the background that it'll be about 2 to 3 months. But I will certainly put you on the list of the top ones to talk to right away and see how we can collaborate because I believe we can.
So yeah, if I heard you correctly, I will be your first victim on this new venture.
Come on, I love it. You're certainly you'll be on the top 5 to email and talk to, and love to talk with you personally. And you're not that far away. You're in Atlanta, So
I was in Michigan almost a week ago. So just
where you?
I lived in Michigan from 97 to 2001.
Okay, what area?
Farmington Hills, Southfield. We had the company in Southfield.
You're literally right next door.
Yeah.
I'm in Bloomfield Hills.
Yeah, so I was in a more poorer place. You are in like a more expensive place. I know the area.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just neighboring community there. Just, 10, 15-minute drive at the most.
Yeah.
Right on Expressway.
Yeah.
So if you ever make it to Michigan, please let me know. I'd love to grab a cup of coffee.
Yeah, wonderful. So what's coming in 3 months? Just to give a high level, some clues.
Well, we're doing a couple of things. My actual background is as a food formulator.
Yeah.
I reformulated foods and did that and brought out 75 products over a 40-year time period. And we did a lot of manufacturing. So we're bringing out a line of wellness foods that have not existed before. And it's going to be through GiversUniversity and taught part and parcel with our course and with our courses. So we're going to be going into production and bringing out a wellness line of foods that when you ingest these foods, you never need to take vitamin pills again as long as you live. Ever. Literally no more vitamins, pills ever again. And we've been working on this a long time, and I've been doing it for decades at this point, and we're very excited about launching and bringing it out. So, and it's going to be under the auspices of GiversUniversity. Because of I use the Fibonacci sequence as a part of the wellness panel, and that's never been done before. So we're very excited about that. Just a couple months away.
Okay, that's the one. One is the food. What else?
And then the expansion on the courses. We're going to have more high-end courses and more high-end consulting. Years ago, I had a radio talk show here in Michigan, and I was on 5 nights a week, and I interviewed 3 millionaires every night for 5 nights a week for 2 years. So I interviewed literally over 1,000 millionaires. And I had a training at that point for only presidents of companies, and it was $5,000 a person. And I had that training once a month. And I limited it to 50 presidents of companies, and I always packed it out. I packed out the training every month, and because I realized everyone was training employees, but no one was training the presidents of companies. So I started working with the presidents of these companies and said, no, everyone in the room is a president of a company, no one underneath that. So it was a great experience and learning, and I taught them 400 separate ways to build their business in 3 days.
Do you have a recording of any one of the training?
Yeah, except that it consists probably of about, I don't know, maybe 40 or 50 cassette tapes.
Okay, nothing online, not converted
No.
to online?
No, this was back in 1991. There wasn't an online.
No, I respect that.
Yeah, but I haven't posted them yet.
Now you have somebody in your team can actually take it and put it on some platform so somebody can use it.
When the time comes, we'll do that. But that's all for presidents of companies, very high end, $5,000 a person. And I had 50 a month, just like clockwork.
Yeah.
And so I do is I interview them on the radio, and then I gave them a package of information and invited them to what I called a president's boot camp. And I wove relationships together between all of the presidents of companies, and it was a great time. But one of the things that was very challenging, Mohammed, was that I could not replace myself. There wasn't any online. We didn't have the benefits of technology that we do today. So if I wasn't up doing that radio show, and if I wasn't there, doing that boot camp once a month, it didn't get done. And after 2 years, I needed to move on to other things.
Okay, good. So I appreciate. So you want me to follow up in 3 months from now, or you're going to follow me up?
That'd be great. And both, let's both make sure we touch base.
So let's put on a calendar, and I'm going to put 3 months away from now, and that way nothing missed.
Sounds great.
And it will be a Zoom call, and you can anytime you want to move, reschedule it. That's fine too. And if I move for something, then we kind of moving into the calendar thing, so nothing missed basically.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm about to send you the.
So it looks like if I'm reading this right, our podcast was 13 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Right?
You are amazing. Yeah. I just want to let you know.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. And I actually, usually like in the interview, because, as you well know, the formats out there, a lot of them are like 45 minutes. And I go through brutal transparency on my 3 major temporary defeats. And one's more astonishing than each. And they're actually, I not only enjoy telling the stories, but also usually I'll get a number of, whoa, because it's just the things that happen.
How does it feel to be vulnerable publicly in front of other people?
What's that?
How does it feel to be vulnerable by sharing your, what happened publicly?
I can share with you that I really don't give it a thought as to how I feel about it, because I'm so focused on, I know that we're doing to look for the thing all self. Should I bring in my life? Should I bring work? I can do what they're doing. And it seems to have struck a chord. I can tell the feedback I get from people is pretty astonishing. And how many times I said, man, this really needs to be taught. And I said, we're so fast today, no one's taking time to discern their relationships. It's all about, speeding
100%.
Forward at, 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to put July 30th. That's almost close to 3 months at 7 a.m. We both have the same time zone. And I know you wake up early. I know that I don't have to ask you. Your energy level is telling me everything. So is it okay? 7 o'clock call is good for you?
That's great.
Okay. I'm sending you right now. Okay, it's gone. You may have received it. Please confirm, then we can continue the day.
Sounds great.
You received my email?
I'm looking right now. You got a yes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Great.
I appreciate the time together and look forward to speaking with you on the day. And if anything, you are
Thank
ready,
you.
you are ready earlier, or you want to move the date next, we can move around. That's not issue at all.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate and we'll make sure we get, we post your podcast on all of our social medias as well.
Thank you. We will send you the links to promote. Thank you.
Have your best day ever.
Thank you. Anji.
Great. I have to run. Can I go first?
Sure.
What did I learned?
Yeah, absolutely.
I learned how to discern in life and how to be a giver than taker.
Okay. हाँ जी बशीर साहब आपने क्या सीखा?
आपने कैलेंडर में जो उसको बेशक अभी इतना श्योर नहीं था where we fall so 3 months and you put it right in calendar so we can still give the flexibility to move around and get to the next thing which is required.
That's up.
जी, तो मैं आप ऑलरेडी अप्रिशिएट कर चुका हूँ आपका।
नहीं, मैं मुझे नहीं अप्रिशिएट नहीं, मतलब ये कि आपने मिस नहीं करनी मीटिंग से, बुक अ मीटिंग फ्रॉम अ मीटिंग।
एग्जैक्टली, बुक अ मीटिंग फ्रॉम अ मीटिंग, बिल्कुल
100%, बेशक अगली उम्र में हो, करनी जरूर है।
बैम, बिल्कुल
ठीक है, और जिसको नहीं करना इसके साथ, उसकी मीटिंग ऑफर ही नहीं करनी। तो यहाँ पे एक बात खत्म होगी ना, डिसर्न, यही तरीका है ना, और क्या है?
ट्रू,
ठीक है,
एग्जैक्टली।
और उसको पता भी नहीं, अभी पिछला गेस्ट के साथ हमने ये किया, बात ही नहीं की मीटिंग की, सवाल ही पैदा, जरूरत ही नहीं।
बिल्कुल सही है, बिल्कुल सही है।
ठीक है ना, मतलब इस स्टेप से आगे जाना है, जिसके साथ जाना है उससे आप बात करेंगे, जिसके नहीं जाना है उससे दूसरी बात करने की जरूरत ही कोई नहीं। जी फैसल आपने क्या सीखा?
जी सर, मैंने भी ये चीज सीखी है कि अगर वो करंट सिचुएशन,
पता नहीं क्या हो गया,
इंटरनेट का इशू है।
चलो कोई बात नहीं, ठीक है। चलें जी, एक और आ गया 11:30 पे, ये आ गया, वापस आ गया, चलें उसको दे देते हैं। हाँ जी, हाँ जी, म्यूट करके जो मर्जी बोलते रहे, हमें समझ नहीं आनी।
सर मैंने ये सीखा है कि अगर करंट सिचुएशन में, करंट सिनेरियो में अगर कोई बंदा हमारे साथ,
बात करें, रुके नहीं, बात करते जाएं।
सर अगर करंट सिचुएशन में बंदा हमारे साथ रेडी नहीं है वो कोई ज्वाइंट वेंचर करने के लिए, तो हम उसको उसके साथ कोई नेक्स्ट फॉलोअप भी जो है वो सेट कर सकते हैं, ताकि वो डिसअपॉइंट ना हो किसी तरीके से कि दिस वाज जस्ट अ वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम। और
बिल्कुल, आपने उसको जो गेस्ट एक्सपीरियंस, जो आपकी एक्सपेक्टेशन सेट की है, वो आपने थ्रू आउट करना है और उसको डिलीवर करना है। डिलीवर करने के लिए सीखना है कि उसको कहना क्या है, वर्सेस ओ माय गॉड मैंने इंटरव्यू कर लिया, हम तो पैसे तो बढ़ने नहीं है, मैं कह रहा कि ਤੁਹਾਡੇ शक्ल ਤੇ 12 ਵਜ जाने उसी टाइम।
बैक ऑफ द माइंड वो चल रहा है।
जो ही बैक ऑफ द माइंड चलाएंगे तो आपका काम खराब हो गया सारा। कैमरे की नजर से आप बच नहीं सकते, ये सवाल ही पैदा नहीं होता बच सकते हैं। ठीक है, आप डोंट ट्राई टू सेल समथिंग व्हिच इज नॉट रेडी येट। ओके, अभी वो रेडी नहीं है, वो फूड वो ले आ रहा है, जैसे वो विटामिन की जरूरत नहीं होगी, ये बहुत बड़ी मार्केट है, वो क्या होगी वो तो टाइम आएगा तो देखेंगे।
एब्सोल्युटली
बहुत बड़ी मार्केट है,
हाइप क्रिएट होगा, वो देखिएगा आपके क्या होगा।
या उसने क्या पूरा नेटवर्क पहले हजारों लोगों को ट्रेन किया, गिवर्स माइंड के, उनका माइंड बाय कर लिया। ओके, ऐसे ही है, और क्या है, यही है, और क्या है, उनके थ्रू अब
3 साल 5 डेज अ वीक 3 मिलियनर्स को उसने इंटरव्यू किया है।
हाँ जी,
तो उसने नेटवर्क बनाया है।
बिल्कुल। अब वो फूड यही खाएंगे, ये जहर देगा तो जहर भी खाएंगे, क्योंकि उनका माइंड बाय कर चुका है। बिल्कुल, अभी भी हम किसी और की जहर खा रहे हैं ना, और क्या है।
सही बात है। चले सर, I have to run next time।
कहा जाए तो सर इसमें,
हाँ जी
सर इसने वही वाला फॉर्मूला यूज किया, फर्स्ट क्रिएट एंड देन सेल। इसने पहले अपने कस्टमर बना लिए, अब उसके बाद जब वो चीज लॉन्च करेगा तो वो लोग रेडी हो आए। बिल्कुल सही, देखे ना, अब आपको समझ आ गई है, थोड़ी समझ आनी शुरू होगी, मैं ये कहूंगा। एग्जैक्टली सर।
हाँ जी बशीर, आपने क्या सीखा है?
मैंने आधा ही बात किया था, लेकिन उसमें ये बात जो उसने 1000 मिलियनर्स को उसने इंटरव्यू किया है, और ये ऑलमोस्ट हमारी जो आप हम फॉलो कर रहे हैं सेम फॉर्मेट है, इसको वो आपस में वो सेल करता रहा, म्यूचुअल कोलैबोरेशन के 3 डेज में वही सेल करता रहा, 400 डेज जैसे और भी बिलियनर्स करा रहे थे उस टाइम में, या अभी भी कुछ करते हैं कि इतने वे से बिजनेस को इम्प्रूव करने में वो स्ट्रेटेजिकली है, लाइक नॉट हाउ टू है ना, तो स्ट्रेटजीज डिफरेंट स्ट्रेटजीज से वो करता है उसको। तो आई थिंक वो कैन, इतनी बड़ी सामी थी तो फिर आपने ज़ाहिर फिर बुकिंग के हिसाब से
इतनी बड़ी सामी थी, ये बड़ा सही लफ्ज आपने इस्तेमाल किया, बहुत बड़ी सामी है, और इसके साथ हम बहुत बड़ा बिजनेस कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि उसको हमारी साइड तो पता ही नहीं है, हम तो बताते नहीं कुछ। ठीक है, हाँ, वो भी लोगों को ट्रेन करके, उनका जो आपके साथ मिलना चाहते हैं उन्हीं के साथ काम कर रहा है, वो बुक सेल नहीं कर रहा है, बुक उनके थ्रू सेल कर रहा है, ये हमारा तो माइंड पहले ही मैच कर रहा है। ठीक है, मैं भी जिसके साथ काम करता हूँ स्टूडेंट बन के आता है, वैसे तो मैं काम ही नहीं करता किसी के साथ, फायदा कोई नहीं ना, क्योंकि उसके जो थॉट प्रोसेस इतना डिफरेंट है, आप रिजल्ट ही प्रोड्यूस नहीं कर सकेंगे, असल मसला ये है।
जी सर।
ठीक है, चले ओके, आपने इसको, ये फेसबुक में लाइव जा रहा है बिशी?
हाँ जी।
अच्छा, कोई बात नहीं, ओके ठीक है। लेकिन मैंने सारा रिकॉर्ड किया है, लेकिन आप लोगों ने क्या सीखा है, जितना भी वॉच किया है क्या है, वो मैं इसको अपलोड कर दूंगा और आप बताएं नीचे कमेंट करके कि आपने क्या सीखा है इससे। इसके अंदर मैं ये आपको हिंट देना चाहता हूँ, जो भी वॉच कर रहे हैं, कभी भी वॉच कर रहे हैं, रिकॉर्डेड है, बेशक साल बाद वॉच कर रहे हैं, डज नॉट मैटर, से इट, ओके। अच्छा लगा बुरा लगा कोई बात नहीं, जस्ट से इट वट एवर यू फील। लेकिन एक मैं आपको हिंट देना चाहता हूँ, इसके अंदर इस इंटरव्यू में बहुत डीप मीनिंग थे जो वो बातें कर रहा था। मुझे नहीं पता आपको कितनी समझ आई, आपने इसको वॉच किया है, मुझे तो सारे समझ आ गई थी कंप्लीटली। लेकिन मुझे कमेंट नहीं करना, ये मेरा इंटरव्यू का रोल है कि मैंने कमेंट नहीं करना जो भी वो बात कर रहा है। वो एक एक वर्ड उसका बार बार आप सुने, छोटा सा इंटरव्यू है, आपको बहुत समझ आएगी कि क्या वो बातें कर रहा था। ठीक है, ऐसे माइंड सेट के साथ ही काम करना चाहिए बंदे को, जिनके साथ आपका माइंड मैच करता हो, फिर आपको फ्रस्ट्रेशन नहीं होती। बिल्कुल, इसके जितने सारे वो जो गिवर्स जिसने ट्रेन किए ना, थाउजेंड्स, दे ऑल विल एंड अप वर्किंग विद अस, दैट्स व्हाट आई एम थिंकिंग। क्योंकि वो उसका सबसे बड़ा मसला क्या हुआ था, $1 मिलियन बनाना तो कोई मसला ही नहीं, बाद में पता चलेगा जिस अपने आप को जो सेल्फ अवेयर करना था, उन चीजों से रिमूव करना था, सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज वही है। वो क्या कहा है कि उसने, ये नहीं,
जी सर बिल्कुल।
वही तो ਅਸੀਂ पिट रहे हैं रो देते
हाँ,
कि अपने आप ਤੇ ਬਿਲੀਵ ਕਰੋ, ਡੋਂਟ ਕੁਇਟ ਔਨ yourself, not on us, you know। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ, ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ। ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਓਕੇ
exactly.
ਓਕੇ।